Whiskey Tube, are you ready to rumble? I'm Steven, this is Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans, and tonight, whenever the heck you're watching this, I am battling Nate from the Everyday Drinker, 4 samples each to figure out who is better at tasting whiskey. But before we get into that, please do me that favor, like, comment, and subscribe. Helps us out a ton, and we seriously appreciate the support. But let's get into today's video. So, like I said, Nate, Everyday Drinker, fantastic YouTube channel. I'll put his description, a link to his YouTube channel down there below. We got connected and we decided we'd like to do some sort of poor guesses type thing virtually. Each send each other 4 samples and we are trying to guess. Let me read the rules. Scoring system, 1 point for each. Type bourbon or rye. So 1 point for bourbon or rye. Yeah, we did a bourbon or rye. It's no other like American whiskey, so on and so forth. It's either just a bourbon or rye. Proof within 5 points is going to be 1 point. Finished yay or nay is going to be another point. And if that is an applicable point, then there is an additional point where what is it finished in, which is going to be a huge struggle for me because you know I'm hot garbage at that. And then age within 1 year is 1 point. And then guessing the bottle is 5 points for a max of 9 to 10 points, depending on what bottle it is. So let's just get into it. I got 4 Glencairns that are empty. I got 4 sample bottles in front of me. I'm feeling about as confident as I've ever been. And by that, I mean, I'm so unconfident. I haven't done something like this in a hot minute. And historically, I'm pretty hot garbage at it. And, you know, I haven't even reviewed a whiskey in a hot minute because I've gotten away from that a little bit. But we're running it back. We're getting back into the game. We're going to cut our teeth today, and we're going to freaking guess more points than he will. Probably not, but let's see. If we're being honest, this is a lot harder than it looks. If you've never done something like this, I implore you as a viewer to do this because this is a blast. And it's so much harder when it's someone else's whiskey collection, so you can't kind of break down what you have like I can for Advent. So to kick this right off, pour number 1. Oh. That is not a good start. Got whiskey all over my hands. Got my notebook ready. Let's get into this. On the nose. This smells like a really simple, sweet, easy bourbon. So before I did this video, I just filmed a review for Backbone Uncut 115 proof blended 4-year-old MGP, and honestly this smells like a proof down version of that. Not too hot, a little bit more red fruit going on, a little bit more complexity, a little bit more depth than that had in it. Ooh, actually the proof seems to be jumping a little bit up on me now. I don't know what this is, but I'm kind of digging it. This is exactly what I like to smell in a bourbon. It's sweet, has red fruit, a little bit of oak in there. Not really any sort of nuttiness, a little bit of a darkness. It's super approachable. Let's go ahead and get on the palate. How does a bourbon go from, or I'm implying that it's a bourbon, it might not even be because it's very spicy on the palate, but how does a bourbon go from being absolutely fantastic on the nose, then on the palate it gets very rye heavy and then soapy. Very, very confusing. I have no idea where this is going for me. I don't know what that could be finished in. Maybe cognac? Because it has this like buttery popcorn, almost like soapy characteristic. All right, for now, I'm just gonna leave it as is. I'm gonna re-investigate all these before I finalize my answers. But for now, number 1, I'm going bourbon, 120 proof. Yes, it's finished. It's cognac finished. I think it's a 5-year-old MGP pick. And I know that's not gonna get me the 5 points. MGP pick is just so general. It does not technically count to anything, but you know, we'll leave it there and I'll pick a specific thing after I reinvestigate. Let's get on to glass number 2, which has a little bit more of a darkness going on than glass number 1 did. Ooh, now this is red fruits. Red fruits. This is fruity as heck. Is that like sherry finished? It smells like a sherry finished bourbon. It is just red fruits as heck. If I've ever smelled red fruits, that's what it smells like. It is super sweet, red fruity, has a little bit of almost like an almondy note in there as well. Man, I'm digging that one. Let's get on the palate. It has a waxy characteristic too. Is that just a finish thing? I'll be honest. So I've been gone for about a month and I haven't had any finished bourbon in a month and a half or so. So I'm a little out of practice with finished bourbon, nosing whiskey, tasting whiskey. And I feel like I'm overthinking the whole, is it finished or not? I'm thinking like a sherry finished bourbon. I'm probably overthinking this because I have a tendency to do that, but I'm thinking sherry finished bourbon. I think it is a sherry finished Starlight, because that reminds me so much of my sherry finished Starlight. It tastes exactly like it off of memory. Let's get into glass number 3. Pour this bad mama jamma. Didn't actually spill anything that time, which is the first for this video. Let's get into this. Man, why does everything smell finished? Did he just send me everything that's like finished, or am I overthinking this? This is an ambitious video to come back to. Man, that smells like it's like finished again. This is buttery popcorn note. It's sweet, it has this like fruity characteristic to it in this buttery popcorn. Man, that smells great though. Is that my favorite of the bunch so far? I don't know. Number 2 is pretty good. Man, so was number 1. They're all, man. This smells the most fruity, finished. I think it's, here, we should probably drink it first. What could that be? What are you? Jesus. Man, that smells so finished. I'm just, I'm gonna... So I think it's a bourbon. This is a very, very rough flight. I'm struggling a little bit right now, if I'm being 100% honest. I'm just going bourbon, 110, and I think it's sherry finished. I think it's 5 years because it has a little bit more complexity than I'm getting off of glass number 2, but not too much more. And then I'm not even taking a guess. I'm not even taking a guess at what that could be right now. I got no idea. All right, let's get into the last one, glass number 4. Let's see if this kind of spins anything up. Ooh, this smells good. Less fruitier, more kind of earthy, more vanilla forward. Man, did he send me everything that's finished, or did I just forget how to tell if something is finished? Because to me, everything he sent me, or everything I've smelled, tried, tasted, so on and so forth, is super finishy right now. Everything is like finished Lollapalooza. Man, I'm not a huge fan of number 4. It has this like fruity, sour, waxy characteristic. Yeah, I'm not really digging that one. I got no idea what that could be too. No idea whatsoever. It has this like waxy, almost kind of like a port finish type, but it's not super fruity either. All right, I have my determination. I'm just going to run with it because I am what feels to be broken. All right, I got my guesses for that one. I'm going bourbon, 101 proof. No, it's not finished. I know. Strange thoughts. And then 6 years old, and then 101 proof. I'm going Maker's Mark 101. I got this weird, almost like weeded sour note on it, and it's drinking solo proof. So like I'm thinking it's some sort of like weeded product that's at that like 101 proof point. So I'm going Maker's Mark because that's the only like 100-ish weeded product that I'm aware of, if we're being 100% honest. So I could be wrong, likely am. Like I said, I'm probably wrong with all of these, but I'm just gonna rip it as is. I didn't even guess what 3 was, and 1, it's kind of a not a real guess. So I'm just going to call it a day because I'm not going to lie, I'm struggling with these whole tasting things. It's been a hot minute, and this has led me to realize I need to start doing this more often because I'm out of practice. I'm super out of practice. So without further ado, let's just figure out what it is. Okay. Ooh, that's a kick in the nads. Okay, so sample 1, not finished. Barrel Bourbon Batch 34. And this is actually one I have, or well, I had a sample of it. I really like that one. So I get 1 point for bourbon, none for 120 because it's 114.62. And dude, my proofometer is way off right now. What the? Dude, I'm garbage at this. I am so out of practice. This is an embarrassing video. It is what it is. So, answer 1, Barrel Bourbon Batch 34. It's not finished. It's not cognac finish. It is it's 6 years. I guess it's 5 years old. So age within 1 year is going to be 1 point. So that's 1 point. So I get 2 points for the first one. Second guess, which this is, what the heck? Penelope Vendilion finished. Vino de Naharon cask. It's a 4-year-old 97 proof. So proof points so off. This is 97. This is the hottest 97 I've ever smelled and tasted. That is good though. Whatever Penelope Valendia finished. Valendia. I don't know how to pronounce that. But Penelope I think it's Valencia finished. Vino de Naranja cask, so like Vino de Orange cask, because Naranja is orange, right? Let me know in the comments down below. 97 proof, aged 4 years old, MGP. So it's gonna, or I think Penelope's all MGP, but it's gonna be 1 year old. Proof point off. Sherry or finished, yes. Sherry finished, no. 4 years old, yes. Sherry Starlight, no. So I got 3 points. 3 points. Let's freaking go. Sample number 3. Smoke Wagon Uncut the Younger. 115.94 proof, aged 4 years old. Dude, I like this. This is like a $45 bottle in my area. Your boy's gonna go buy this. This is freaking good. That being said, my proofometer's off. My finish guessing's off. Like, I'm really out of practice. I got to step up my freaking game because this is embarrassing. Because that's just good blended MGP. Way to overthink everything, Steven. You messed up, bud. Bourbon, yes. 110 proof, no, because that's 115.94 and that's 5.94. It is not finished. It is not sherry finished, but I do get a point for the age because I'm within 1. Last guess, which is the most embarrassing of all of them. Pikesville Rye. 110 proof, aged at least 6 years. So I get a point for the 6 years. Don't get a point for the bourbon. Don't get a point for the 101. I do get a point for it not being finished, and I do not get a point for the guess, so I get 2. So I get 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 points in total out of the 40 possible points. So I scored like a 0.25, 25% accurate on this thing. Public service announcement on why you need to stay sharp on your bourbon game. You don't want to get caught blindsided. You don't want to be embarrassed like I just got. You don't want to get wrecked. Because, not going to lie, I just got freaking wrecked by these samples. I am far too out of practice. I'm not guessing anything right. That being said, I mean, my flavor profile still stays intact because I did not care for sample 4. And that's the only one of these bottles that I am not pro. Because the rest, Barrel Bourbon, I absolutely love Barrel. I think they do fantastic stuff. I think I've had batch number 34 I think that's their most recent one. They sent me a sample of it, and I freaking loved that bottle. I made a short of it, maybe post it down below. Penelope, I know they're blended MGP, finished MGP. What's not to love? I freaking love that stuff. And then Smoke Wagon, another blended MGP. Smoke Wagon, Uncut the Younger. That's a freaking phenomenal blended MGP for that price, because it's like 45 in my area. I mean, I'm not trying to hype it up any more than it already is, but damn, that is a bottle to go after. And Pikesville Rye is straight garbage. I know a lot of people really like that, but I'm not a huge fan of that flavor profile. For me, it got sour and waxy, and it had a little funk, and for some reason that brought me in the scope of weeded bourbon, but you know, I guess that was a rye, but it's a barely legal rye. You know, that is a wrap for this video. Thank you if you've gotten this far and you've watched me get completely freaking wrecked, both with the amount of whiskey I drank in one video, as well as how horrible my scores were for this. If you haven't done so already, do me a favor, look down below. There's going to be a link to the Everyday Drinker. Go ahead and check him out. He's a fantastic dude. I bet he did significantly better than me on this, so go ahead and check him out. Give him that love and support. If you haven't done so already as well, do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Let me know down below what you thought about this video, and if you'd like to see me do this with a few other channels, you know, let me know what channels you like to see me do this. I might start doing things of this nature with other channels, because I kind of did enjoy this, and clearly I need the freaking practice. Also, check out the Facebook, Instagram, and the Patreon. That's a wrap for today's video. Cheers, y'all. We'll see you later.